Afternoon, everyone present in this course, this module of this weekend, discovering meditation and the importance or the value of presence and awareness. So I want to present myself. My name is Stoffelina Verdonk. I'm from Holland. I'm born in Amsterdam, but I moved to France, and I'm at this moment in Tenerife, enjoying a very nice winter. And meeting with many people, and I'm invited here to talk this afternoon about nothing lasts forever. So this is a kind of second awareness that is proposed by, in the teaching that I studied with Shokyo Namkai Norbu, and from who I'm already student since 1986, when I met him. And discovering all the richness of his teachings related to body, voice, and mind. Meditation, sitting meditations, but also meditation in movement. In 2015, he authorized me to teach meditation. So this is my history for being here this afternoon with you. This morning, we had introduction to presence and awareness by Lucas, and he ended this morning session with one of these four awarenesses. The awareness of the preciousness of human life, human body, this birth. So I shortly get back to that, in the sense that for us it's really normal to be human beings, because we live with ourselves already for a long time. Me, 64 years, and I don't know exactly how long you are living with your body, voice, and mind, but human life seems that we have this body, this voice, and mind in a specific form, like 2 arms, 1 head, 1 torso, going around on this planet with many human beings. But regarding beings that are alive, we are a kind of minority. On this planet, we have so many animals, no? The tiny ones in the sky, the mosquitoes, the birds, so many different species, so many different characteristics, making sounds, different colors, etc. And on the earth, we have all kinds of different animals going around with 4 legs, 6 legs, 8 legs, different, making different sounds, different ways of behaving. And they are, for me, I would say countless. And then also in the sea, no, we not even know, we don't go really very often, or I go never to the depth of the ocean, but I saw on television like enormous different kind of species, water beings, also different sizes, different colors. About their sounds, I do not know, but some we know, like the whales and the dolphins, for example, what kind of sounds they make. So being precious human being is quite something to be born, no? From parents, from a woman and a man. These days they try to figure out different ways how to bring human beings into life. But the fact is that we have this body, we all have it, and we all have breath, and we all have mind. So how we use and our presence in this body, voice, and mind, that differs very much from person to person. So in our education, we have been learning from laying and crying and taking things with our hands. As a baby, we learned to walk. Oh, I forgot the translators completely. I will give them some time. So living with a body is normal for us, unless we have some kind of problems with legs, arms, head, some injury, some illness. Then we get wakened up again that maybe it's kind of very fantastic to have a body that is functioning. So we learned to walk. Some people learned to drive a bicycle. Some people learn to drive or walk on strings or hang. You know, people in the circus, they learn different things. Skiing, skating. We have been learning different things according to our capacity and our interest. And that's different from all, for all of us. Breath, we do since the day we are born. The day we came out of the mom with a slash on the bum, crying, inhaling, or without, I do not know how each of us is born. But this capacity of a human being to breathe in and out, it's normal for us. We not even think too much about it. If we are starting to count, I forgot my paper to say exactly how it is, how much we do in a year or in 24 hours, but we go over millions. But then, just reflect one moment how often you are really present in your breathing. When we are not present in the body, sometimes it's very clear because we will fall or hit or have different experience reminding us that we have this body. Body we can see. No? We can put our hands in front of us, we can do things, we can do many things with the body, and it's kind of visible. Breath, we can see maybe a little bit because of the body movement. Maybe we can feel if we are present in it, but not really easy to see. But we learned speaking, saying things, slowly getting concepts about all the things that we are here with today in our life. Definitions, languages. We learned to speak. We learned to define with words. Looking at mind, living with mind, being present in what is our capacity, our mind capacity, we not really learned, not at school. Maybe some fortunate ones between us might have been introduced by someone to presence and awareness already. But it's not that much. It starts to come in our education. So since we are human beings and have this precious life, and we are going to sit for still quite a long time, I want to propose that we start with the basis of sitting meditation. Because most meditation practices start with an information, like find a comfortable seat. So it's not only about luxurious or fantastic nice hang mats or something like that, but it is kind of preparation to understand we live in a body that will not move for a while. So it needs to be able to be comfortable, to look at different aspects of the mind, to meditate. So please make yourself comfortable. Find yourself a nice way of sitting and with the spine straight. Yeah? This helps us also to start with body presence. So we don't fold our organs or our spine or muscles and bones, which are all part of this body, that they kind of make pressure on each other. So we will find space also in the body, relaxed and fully present, above the head, until the toes, everywhere. Open. So this is the start of preparing oneself to do a meditation. And we will do this now. I will do a guided meditation to get more present in our body, to acknowledge that we have a body and be present in it. And we do this by putting some attention of the mind for this moment on the eyes, and we will close our eyes. We kind of relax the eyelids, not having any more information about the outer world. All the images, colors, forms, and light. Just enjoy not having the eyes open and relax this eyelid. So we start with opening up the perception of having our feet touching something. like a cushion, a carpet, the wood, the stone. And just be present in that contact with the floor. Nothing special to do. Just perceive any perception that you have, a feeling, sensation. And since there's nothing to do, we can call it like relax. Nothing to change, nothing to do. Then we travel up through our ankles, tiny parts through which the whole body weight is falling into our feet, into the ground, in this contact. Nothing to do, just perceive any sensation in the ankles. And then traveling up through the lower legs, the calves, any perception, maybe little tremblings, little tensions. Just notice. Just notice. And just be present with that. Just perceiving. Nothing to judge, nothing to change. And then traveling up through the upper leg, the knee and the upper leg. Maybe noticing that there is touch, the leg is touching, seat. And then we get to the bum. All vital organs present there. Resting on the seat. Some parts in contact with the chair or seat, the cushion. And we just can perceive any sensation, anything that's going on. No judgment. And nothing to change, nothing to do. Specifically, just finding out what is alive now, there. And then traveling up to the lower body, the belly, the back, the waist. After the meal, maybe some movement going on. Again, notice, perceive. Just open up to what is present, presenting itself. No judgment, just relaxing. And then traveling up the upper body, the torso, all the way to the shoulders, on the side, on the front, on the back. All the precious organs in this little cage, protecting them. And always in movement through the breath, the heartbeat. And just noticing. What is presenting in this moment there in the body? Mind perceiving. Through the arms we go all the way, shoulder, arm, hands, maybe resting, maybe on your legs, maybe having some temperature experience. Body touching body. And same, nothing to change. Going up through the neck, this tiny part connecting the torso and the head, the skull, with all the sense organs in it. They are organs, sense organs. They all have their function. So for one moment, we just put our attention in the eardrum, like receiving, like sound waves, not needing to do anything for that. No need to reach out the ear to hear something. Eardrum just ready in its capacity to perceive sound. Nothing to do, nothing to change. And for a moment we go into our mouth with all this intelligence of capacity to taste. I forgot how it's called in English. But les papilles. Just discover any taste. You can use your tongue. Everybody has their eyes closed, so it's fine. You can use your tongue in case you don't taste anything. And just be present. In the taste, in that capacity to taste different tastes, flavors. And then we go to the inside of our nose, which has all these tiny little hairs and yeah, I don't know. I do not know if you call them hairs, but anyway, inside of the nose, we have the capacity to let the air come in and perceive smell. So we just can breathe in softly and discover that. Any smell? And then we can go to our eyes and we will open them slowly, opening this eyelid. And without looking anywhere specifically, we just can make function this organ of sight and let any image, any color just come to us and rest. On our eyeball. And then for one moment we go into this huge, huge organ that is perceiving touch. It is called our skin. It's so big compared to the eardrum or the eyeball or the mouth. It's covering the whole external part of our body with all the pores, millions of them, getting information, being in touch with our environment naturally. So this was a very extensive body scan. We call this a body scan. Scanning with the mind, putting attention. And through that attention, awakening presence in the body. And then we go one moment, just breathing in and out, and just observe our breath in a very simple way, not changing anything, but having a kind of perception of how long is our expiration, how long is our inspiration, inhalation, exhalation. And maybe there are little breaks in between inhalation and exhalation. Not changing anything. So we did something for being present in the body and something for being present in the mind. And now we will go to the mind. We will have one moment, like 1 minute or something like that. We will just observe if there are many thoughts. arising. Or if there's more calm, just that distinction. It's just about how many movement of thoughts is in the mind. And just be present in that instead of changing or doing something with it. Or how much kind of calm, like absence of thought we have. And then for this unique moment, this 16th of January, 2 minutes after 3, we will take a kind of snapshot and say, just give a kind of percentage, just only for now, like a little photo of the situation. Maybe half calm, half movement of thought, or less, or more. So this is a very long, or this has been a quite long meditation, just trying to be present in the body, in the breathing, and have an idea how present we are with movement or calm at this very moment. We will not do this, but if we would do exactly the same thing here, I think our perception of the body, the sensations, the tensions, would already be different. Same for the breath, and probably also for the mind. We can test this another time. So, awareness of that everything is impermanent is very easy to discover when we are present. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If we would kind of open our eardrums again now, sound will be really very different than before. What we would hear. If we would have been eating, the taste would have changed. If we would have moved, or maybe already now, vision would have been changed. This theme of this afternoon, nothing is lost forever, it is a kind of beautiful phrase, no? It could be the title of a song, or a nice movie, or a nice book. But as a matter of fact, this afternoon I propose it as the title of our life, of our precious human life. Because we notice already since ever that it is kind of not lasting, that nothing is lasting, but not really aware of it. So, living with the fact that human life is not lasting forever, that we're all going to die, could be really depressing. Because that would put in advance like, oh my God, my life will end. No? And also in the teachings, Buddha, he has been discovering lots about life and death, about human beings and human nature. And he has been kind of wanting to help us to get more aware and more present already like that. He said, he didn't say like nothing lasts forever. He did say it in different ways. He used kind of almost like poetry, like saying like, human life goes so quick. It's like appearing like a show, or it's going that fast as the lightning in the sky, and like a waterfall in a steep mountain going like very quick. And maybe we know, because when we meditate, it's not only about knowing things. It is about discovering, maybe for the first time, or the second time, or the millionth time, something about us to get more present and aware, at least. So it's said that our life is like a nice little candle with its flame in the middle of nature, maybe on a mountain, and it can be easily blown out by the wind. So maybe if we don't want to think like that, or we don't use that same kind of poetry, or don't want to think about it, we know human lives since histories and millions of years have been kind of full of human beings. And if there would not have been that, it's not to be imagined. We know that all the people in history before us, until the Neanderthaler, have been dying. Also the dinosaurs, we don't see them anymore around. But also the flies that fell in my coffee this morning, dead. So COVID, it's almost only like numbers when we look on the television. Like it's really part of our daily life all the time. So having that knowledge, how can we have a kind of benefit from having that knowledge? Being alive, not being dead. Even if I know it, and even if I don't want to be aware of it, it is present everywhere. But maybe I prefer to look at other things. So that's fine. But if we want to get benefit of having awareness about the treasure of human life and impermanence of the fact that nothing is lasting forever, it can bring an enormous appreciation, for example, for life. Or for the life that we're living, the things we have, the things we can discover. That's possible. That's a possibility. We can also get more present about time. how we use our time. Time? We have clocks, no? Going like tick, 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 tick. Time passing. Always going ahead. Never going back. So, if we really get kind of present with this time passing by, we can have a look how we use our time, what we would like to do in our life. So maybe we do not know, maybe we're still discovering it. And also that is fine. So that's talking about a whole life with a body, with a voice and a mind. But we can make it really shorter to look at our awareness of impermanence, of that things are not lasting, any moment. Because as we might discover, nothing, any perception will produce itself 100% the same. The sound that we hear will not last. The vision that we hear will not last. And that's all still theory. So I want to propose that we go together through a day. Like being very comfortable in our bed, warm. We had a nice night because sometimes our nights are more calm or more nice or less nice. And we might have had a wonderful dream. So waking up, is what? Waking up. Maybe an alarm clock goes like. So that's for some people really necessary. Sound passing by, first sound, the alarm clock. Or you just getting a little bit kind of perception of your body moving, having a kind of waking up senses, the eyes open, perceiving something, seeing the clock maybe, seeing if it's day or night. So finished experience of sleeping. Getting out of bed. Because experience of something happening in the mind saying, oh my, I have to go and do my program. Program that maybe I made yesterday or today. Trying to remember mind. Every day we wake up might be different. The fact that this morning I'm really cold because it's winter might be soon finished because spring is coming. We know seasons are changing. The experience every day, waking up in warm, cold, it will be different every day. Even our own body temperature can change according to our health. Because of our program of today, maybe today I need to run, but tomorrow I don't need to because this important event is not there anymore. My motivation for running is not there anymore. Going out of bed, I will try to clean myself for being a kind of presentable in the day, washing off all kind of traces, maybe of dirt or sweat, brushing my teeth. Looking in the mirror and seeing how I am today. So in our life, we have many different discoveries in the morning, looking at ourselves. We know we are growing older every day, every moment. Our cells are changing every 7 years. Our body is really changing from the little baby having not mind ready to make the program of the day, neither the kind of tools to reach out to organize all the things that my mind is so completely filled up with, and taking them very seriously. Not being independent yet as this small little baby, running around already and doing all the things. Through life, with all the impressions and educations, all the perceptions and forming of thoughts and judgment have been forming my life and my perceptions and my actions. And not sure if that was because I was so aware. Our mind pops up thoughts all the time. It's like a machine. If we just let it go and follow our thoughts and validate them as important. Any thought, I like, I don't like. She is fantastic. Those, I don't want to have to do anything. We construct following thoughts all the time. The awareness that my thought is impermanent, just popping up and will disappear once I would have let it go, not attaching to it, not validating it, I could be present with any sensation through the sense organs, with a kind of understanding that everything is all the time changing. So after I've been looking myself in the mirror, seeing the change of body, or wanting to change my body, and having some understanding of that, I will prepare breakfast. I have lots of things in my fridge because I went shopping, filling this, I don't know how you call it, this little box that on wheels, that, huh? Trolley, thank you. Filling it with all the things in general I like or that are healthy for me, maybe both. So I do this once a week. I do not know, maybe you more often. And the fridge is full. I'm kind of feeling rich. And after my breakfast, I put things in my mouth. And then I don't, let's say it's an apple. I don't see the apple anymore. I had experience of the taste in case I was present with the taste. But most of the time in the morning, I have to look things for my program, and I'm eating, and reading and being with my mind already in completely another situation. Mind going one way. Because it has validated some importance of the things that have been coming in my mind. So then, apple gone. Impermanent, we call it an impermanent apple. And it's doing things. I'm working. So fortunately, I don't have to understand completely all the process of getting this apple in what we call maybe caca, and the rest of what we don't use from the apple, it's going in the different systems. And I have to go to the toilet. So I eliminate, for the function of my precious body, this impermanent apple, getting rid of it on a beautiful toilet. So our toilet, when we have this in our houses, it's completely normal to have one. So we use the toilet a lot, every day, many times. So some people read. Now I get inspired, I'm sorry. So we do something on the toilet, but the thing is, we so much, not only with the toilet, but with the kitchen, with our cups, with our house, with our bed, with our body, we kind of conceive everything as permanent. So going back only one short moment to the toilet, in India, toilets are very different, or in Tibet. And being able to go in our society to the toilet is like a luxury compared if you have this habit of sitting on a toilet instead of going, traveling in India. It's difficult to find a comfortable toilet to do the thing. So this might sound funny, but it's just one daily thing, very concrete, that we consider just like normal to have it. Most of the time, even if we know that there is a whole industry of toilets, sorry, in the world, because they make their living, because they know toilets are impermanent, and they want to sell, they want to do business. We don't live with that conception that our house so solid and so strong, with the light working, with the water working, with our furniture working, with our computer working, with the telephone working, with the buses working, with the cars working, with the transport working, with my work working, with my colleagues working, with my family working. Yeah. Everything we do in our life, it looks so permanent. Even if we know that anything can break, we have experience of that. Breaking our cup, being without electricity. My mama passing away. She did not break, but she died. I did not want to think about that, neither about the cup, neither about the electricity, neither about my toothbrush or my toilet. So it's not necessary to all the time think, oh my God, this is impermanent. But it is to understand that we live in a world, in a universe where everything is impermanent outside of us. No? But also us, our own life. We only got to half of the day, not even. My car is working. I'm so glad I can be in time. I have to rush in the traffic. I have to be present and aware. Not only present, but really aware about all information from the outer world coming into my system, in my eyes, in my ears, maybe even through the nose, maybe in the taste. We do not know, really, what the day will bring. We only think, program. So, work, stable. COVID, not sure. Maybe working from home. Things change. It's just one example, but there are many changing jobs because of different reasons. So awareness of impermanence can bring us some preciousness or appreciation of how rich we are with the things we have, in case it are nice things. Being aware of things and present with things that we consider not nice impermanence gets a kind of different taste, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. This is not lasting forever. Also, we hope very much that, like, climate change is not permanent. We really hope something. We invest in hoping that it will not change, because the climate change is not so nice. Whoever could have thought that in Madrid this year it was minus 35. So, awareness of that everything we live, experience really in presence is impermanent. What does that do with you? So, permanence is basically created in the mind. When? So, we are going to do a little, extremely short meditation before we take a break. Can you already think about a break? Don't think about it yet. We are going to sit again comfortably and straight with the spine. If you want, you can close your eyes. Because we will just have one moment to see if any thought arises. So then we take again this kind of momentary photograph, like just a picture, giving ourselves a picture. Again, if there was a lot of calm, if there was a lot of movement of thought, and maybe have there been some thoughts that really wanted to stay, like pronouncing themselves, imposing them, like being there, and you taking them and validating them. So, calm, just movement of thought, like many thoughts. Maybe some you could not identify or did not stay. And then also look if there have been some thoughts and if you did validate them. So we take a 10 minutes break. And if you want, because we are free always to do meditation or not, to be present and aware, it's our life, it's our body, voice, and mind, and it's our presence and awareness. I would propose to see if you can be just simply present with what is entering in your sense organs. Sounds. You can do things, but keep your ear open, let's say, without listening, just receiving sound like a present of the present moment. Or receive all the things you see, the white, the colors, the shapes, or any sensation from your body to the touch, the things you will do in the next 10 minutes. Or if you eat, to be present in what the taste is giving you. And maybe you have the chance to have some smells around. Have a nice break. 10 minutes, 3:45, we meet again. In Tenerife time, 4:45, 4:45, yeah, European time. So here, echo. Sip. One moment, please. You know, now it looks like longer lasting effects. No, okay. So, I hope you had a good break, impermanent break, like 10 minutes, gone now. So we're here again, and we are on this journey of discovering how our body, voice, and mind, our body, voice, and mind, is living our life, because it's our life. Everything that we are experiencing, more conscious, less conscious, more present, less present, more aware, less aware. It is our life, our precious life. So, today we don't have time to exchange profoundly on that. But I wanted to go back to before the session. So when I asked to look at your mind about empty space, like no thoughts, and then movement of thought, maybe some just passing without grasping or validating. I call it validating. Like I have a thought, and in the midst of 100 thoughts, it's this one thought is really important. It has value for the good or for the bad. It has value because I gave it to this thought. Otherwise, it would have gone like all the other 99 thoughts I had. This is very important to understand that all we are meeting in our life, what we do with our mind, with our voice, and with our body, is kind of colored by the value I have been giving to this one thought that then became 2 thoughts, it became 10 thoughts, it became a whole mind stream, thought stream, installing itself. So I had also read that Buddha said, again, something like, for me, very interesting. He said, like, mind, it is the source, the very source of all what we consider great and positive, and has fantastic, beautiful value. But this same mind is also the source of all we suffer, all the negative things we are living in our life. So in that sense, we can say, oh, Buddha said, oh, maybe I have to believe. You know, I'm not a Buddhist, so okay, nicely said. So it is not about believing anything, nowhere, because it's only coming through mind concepts also. I think it is important in general, so not only with what things our Buddha are saying, but then to check for ourselves. Yeah? But this phrase that he said, We are creating everything from our mind. Got me very interesting. Yeah, for the nice things, I still can kind of understand because I like nice things. I'm like that. But that I'm creating all the not nice things, I need to check that, both. So meditation is a kind of tool, a way to look what is happening with us in our mind and see that if a thought arises and I don't just let it go because it's like my ear drum or the skin of my eye perception or my smell or my taste. It just has this capacity, my mind, to be in calm or be in movement. But the moment that I'm grasping, like validate, saying this is something for the good or for the bad, I'm creating something. I will start to judge in relation to that validation I made. The red is really nice. I will buy red tomatoes, right? Red dresses. I like my canapé in red, everything in red, not blue, I don't like. Yeah? So with colors, easy to understand this, but also about other values. This judging mind, all the time busy. And because it's so busy, like validating, making red not an impermanent thought, an impermanent event, but making it true and solid and maybe even permanent, everlasting. I might get problems. I'm not going into it, how that can create problems, because then we get too creative with our mind. Yeah? So this is for liking and not liking. But as soon as we really stabilize in permanence everything we perceive, it is doing something with us. It's closing down our perception and also our presence to see what is really going on. What we receive through our senses, what kind of movements are coming. Getting rigid with the earth is flat. For us, it's ridiculous to say this now. No? Science has shown other things than the earth is flat. But for a long time, people have been affirming earth is flat. We would not have been evolved if we only had said permanent earth is flat. If we have been taking everything as permanent, for the good and for the bad. So, also when we have kind of definite permanent convictions and thoughts, we soon will notice that other people have them too, but different ones. And that sometimes clashes with my value and with my permanence. So in me, after thinking and acting accordingly and getting confronted, this famous event happens, emotion. So this is a kind of elaborate sensation from energy. Everything is kind of colored by that. My body starts to do different. My breathing does different, and my mind, in general, is running kind of out of control. This is so often we call like emotion. So if we could not have understood, this is more like an advice. If we could not understand that the cause of our emotion is linked to validation of permanent things in us, in the other, in the event, in the world, then please remind impermanence. It is not a nice place to be in big emotion. No? Being very sad, even very happy, can be sometimes too much happy, or jealous, or I cannot get the other ones now. But we can live many different emotions. If we have a little bit human history of our own life, we at least know that we are not always on the same level of emotion, that it are kind of moments. Sometimes they take a longer time. But if we get lost or dominated in our body, voice, and mind by this energy and conception of permanent shaking up in us, please remind impermanence. Impermanence of your emotion. Not lasting, just knowing that it's going on. But no, give it a possibility to have been learning from your life that things are impermanent. The event, this person, let's just say now he's saying nasty things, or she says nasty things to you, and that's really making everything come out and boiling, etc. We can use impermanence just like a kind of flash, like an overall putting it in context of things, everything in movement, the situation, the colors, the placement, me, that person, but most of all in me. Give it a chance to maybe be felt, or maybe left or breathed through, but not feed it. Taking it really serious and insisting, making it installing in space and time. So these are emotions, it's part of our being not present or distracted or touched or hurt. Doesn't matter where in the body, in the voice, in the mind. So we had our little break, also our lunch break. We had been eating again, different things this time, different tastes in a different situation, maybe on the same place. But the whole scene has changed, difficult to reproduce. For filmmakers, this is a really difficult task, to make a film, to make a new reality of 2 hours. It takes sometimes years to be able to put everything like a kind of corresponding to what they want that moment to reproduce. It's impossible in any way. So in the afternoon, we say we are free, so we can go out and have a nice time. Maybe we do some museums going out. Or for the scientifics, there is a kind of nice excursion somewhere in an observatorium where you can dialogue about the newest evolution in science, how the whole neuroscience is very à la mode in this moment, everything evolving. So I look in my telephone every now and then, not so much on the Facebook and things like that, but I was kind of touched really by the fact that they discovered now that the Earth is turning quicker than before. So already me sitting here, I have the horizon in front of me because it's Tenerife and only sea around. It looks really that nothing is moving, like the horizon, you know. I don't feel that we are on a moving globe, really. I know it is moving. Now it seems that through years and years and years and years and years, it has been moving while I was on it and all the peoples and cultures and events before too. And now it has been turning faster. We lose in 24 hours, like I think 1 minute or something like that. So 1 minute, we can live according to the situation in different ways. But the fact that even our solid home in this huge universe where everything is moving, appearing, disappearing with black holes, etc., we can go very far with this all. Our home, our Earth is turning a little bit quicker. It's changing its speed. Mama Earth is turning more quick. The permanent speed of my Mama Earth has been changing. And we don't know really the consequences of that. So we had our afternoon, yeah. So the nature, we know how amazing this is. Mountains, earthquakes, all these things that seem so solid, changing also. Even nature, the weather report. I'm from Holland. We always start the day with the weather report. We never know. They say it will rain and then it will snow. No? So it's all in movement. Nothing to be report the same, in the same rhythm. Even not our Earth. So we had the cultures also, like the Mayas. We do not know where they are now. Yeah, whole culture disappearing. Whole way of living and values and architecture, still some traces of it. Tibetan culture may be in disparition. You have to take care for that it can last. Costumes, songs, styles, all changing. And also my loved ones, my dear ones, my friends. They might disappear, take the train or a plane, move to another country, or die, because it seems that we all are meant at one moment or the other to die. So beside this last moment of our life, looks like a kind of final impermanence of breath, of body movement. But we do not know really what is happening in mind at that moment. So our life, we can get used to live with the awareness that there is nothing permanent, and get used, maybe, to enjoy the discovery what is present for us, and try to relax with that. Not to project too much, not to hope too much, because that is not always manifesting this mind thought that, I hope. Or the contrary, like, oh my God, what will happen? Thoughts, all thoughts. So by not following this mind, in the sense of validating all our thoughts, we can be more open to what is really present in front of us, and maybe just breathe with that, or just be present with that. And that is maybe not always that easy. So for that reason, we can train ourselves. Calming mind, getting presence, just walking with the shift of the weight. There are practices for that. Practices for concentrating, blocking thoughts, relaxing with thoughts. There are so many. And we can get really serious about that, or we can just live with those possibilities, all these little or big tools. Like I had a different plan. I cannot do it because time is running out. But I made like different options. This is my backpack for today, of different little meditations I can do any moment. So the one with we started this afternoon, this long sitting body scan and breathing and observing the mind. We can take time for that, for instance, no? And see how mind is working, how we use mind. We can do focusing on a point. We did a little with Lucas. Just be present with the senses. But sometimes we don't have that time because our day is completely full of activities. But we have a little coffee break, maybe on work. Or maybe we are sitting on a terrace. Or maybe there's a lot of conversation going on in a hall and you're not involved. And as a matter of fact, you want to be one moment with yourself. You can apply so many ways of getting present and also train awareness. In this case, for this afternoon, we're looking at impermanence. The impermanence of your projection on other persons. The projections of who you are, who I am, what I can do and where I fail and where I've been judging myself and others. So then we get more aware at least, or more present, and we can use that. So then, so sometimes when the emotions get kind of negative, when we get depressed, so people want to get out of their mood or the feeling, and they kind of start taking drugs, for example, or drink a lot. And it is one way to get a kind of different impulse of mood or sensation or how mind is working. But it's very important to understand that these are really very clearly as impermanent as anything else. The only kind of more difficult part is that it are external supports for getting a kind of happiness, good sensation. And that the effects are doing something with our mind and our energy and our body. And it is kind of destructive for the good functioning of the body, of the energy, the breath, and especially the mind. So there is it really good to remember and be aware that these are external supports for temporary contentment or experience, but that they are kind of destructing, and also they kind of give a stimulus that you want to use them again, and this can be really nefastic, and mind can really lose easily clear perception, clear awareness, developing clarity, yeah? And starting to believe, like with hallucination or mind streams, that people cannot get out of. So it is really important for our well-being to take care that we're not getting trapped by these supports. Not only that, but there are many supports that we can get trapped in. Infinite. Yeah? Even with films, I only like to look at love stories because it gives me a feeling of harmony and romance that maybe I cannot find in my life. Or I can look at really horror movies, so I can really live my anger or my being upset, and maybe sometimes want to kill my colleagues, but fortunately I'm aware that is not a thing to do. But in the evening, watching these horror movies or this anger, I can make that alive for one moment and then say, oh, in the end, oof, after 2 hours, the film is finished. So now let's go and drink a nice cup of tea and go to bed, for instance. So, where is meditation in all this? Basically, I think it is important to understand it is kind of creating a space in our life to observe where we are with our presence in our body, voice, and mind. And everything that is coming with that. So tools, there are many. And it is very good to have good company, someone helping you in the beginning especially, but sometimes later also, just to refresh basic principles of methods. Because all methods are made for having a specific insight. Maybe in the body, or in the breath, or in the voice, in the mind, how all this is functioning and how we can relax and harmonize, make them work together. So let's say we're going to bed now. We have had our day full of experiences, more conscious, less conscious, more present, less present, etc. And then going to the bed. Oh, sometimes think, oh my God, that was a day. And you just fly in your bed and boom, finished. And then other days, like mind going berserk, unable to sleep, going a tick, 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 tick. So it is really a kind of beautiful awareness to say, I've been living a whole day. One day of my life. What did I do? What was my experience? Just sit for one moment and have a look at a day. So we heard already a little bit about a beautiful wish of Dalai Lama saying like, what did I do today? Did I do something good? Did I do something bad? Like this aspect of a short moment or a longer moment to be present there where you are, how you are with your body, voice, and mind. And see if there's anything to learn, if you discovered something. Not judging, not saying, oh, yeah, I have to this and that and not this and not that. But just say, what did I learn? Is there any fruit of my day, my life? Without judging, just seeing. A little bit more aware because I was present just cutting the apple. That was something, presence, growth, just cutting the apple. That's a fruit of presence. And then the awareness that we have been living one day. And then we're going to rest. No? You can lay down, rest the body. If we are lucky, we really can rest and be present. It's not always the case, but it's nice to be present, not sitting meditation, just relaxing the body in the bed. And maybe just feel your breath, or just really relax, and then relaxing your senses. Nothing needed to see anymore. Just all the presents are there. We can let go. Sounds, just let go. Nothing to smell. Nothing to taste for the moment. And then just maybe present, kind of falling asleep. Falling asleep. Mind is aware. Body is in the bed. Breathing there, maybe even snoring, making noise. And then falling asleep. Maybe having a fantastic dream or an awful dream. Resting. And then next day, if we are lucky, for being alive as a human being, we will be awake again. Waking up our senses, our body, breathing, having maybe a different program or even no program, having to live horrible, very sad things or very beautiful things, just like endless experience until we don't breathe in anymore. So every day, every moment, every minute, a possibility to apply presence, to find out how we can be present with our mind and discover all this awareness. And then just this last thing I wanted to say, again this morning on my telephone, I saw a message about Joe Biden. The news is that he cannot bring his electric cycling thing to the White House. So I got really interested because it was a word I did not understand. And I said, wow, Joe Biden, he is 78 years and he's doing exercise to stay fit. And then there was this whole description of what he was doing. He's keeping his body fit. And I'm sure he has a program. He has to take care of politics and so many difficult things. And I do not know if he's meditating, but he has a kind of program of doing everyday exercise. So he's busy with the politics. And also, at another moment, I found what the Dalai Lama is doing. It's not to compare. It's just to say, like, different people have different programs and different awarenesses and different missions in their life that they want to do while they are alive. So Dalai Lama is basically, his mission is kind of sending messages that he wants to be able to help people to who need protection, to protect them and to guide them when they need guidance, when they are lost. And to help people when they are sick. I know he is doing body exercises too. I saw this also on the video. So let me see. I think I'm almost finished with. I think at this moment I stop talking about impermanence and about that nothing lasts forever. If you have a question, we have still some time, not so much, but we have a short time. If there is any question now, kind of more urgently, then you can come up with this, writing maybe. Sebastian said it's more complicated for talking. So then, if there is no question, I would propose for a short while just to take our comfortable sitting again and just do a small body scan for ourselves. Just observe for one moment how you are present in your body. How you are present, if you are present, can you bring presence in your breath? And then just see or discover mind more empty or having more thought. And just letting go of any grasping. It will happen again, and we will get back, letting it go, and then grasp again the thought and let it go. But we can rejoice ourselves that it's possible to understand thought never lasting forever unless I hold it, so better let it go. We do this for 2.5 minutes, and then I will sound the glass. And then I propose that we take one moment to see if we got kind of a benefit in any aspect for us, for our presence, for awareness, and just rest for a moment in that, let's call it a little fruit or a big fruit. Just relax in that for ourselves. And then from our breath and from our mind, we will dedicate that fruit. We can send out this intention that all beings can have benefit of having more presence and awareness. Also through our own presence and awareness. And we breathe out. We give power just breathing that out. And we give a little sound. We can just say, ah. We give the power to our thought, sending that all out in the world for all beings to have more presence and awareness. Yeah? So we do, it's now 2 minutes of relaxing, body, voice, and mind, trying to be present, relaxing, nothing changing, nothing adding, nothing to do. And then formulate this wish for more presence and awareness for oneself and all. And then we kind of empower it with our breath and just saying a small ah, yeah, or a big one, as you like. We start. So we will do the dedication of our presence and awareness to all. And we can relax after that in that presence and awareness. And even if the session will be finished, we will try to get up from our cushion, from our chair, or doing something with the computer in presence and awareness. So we do the dedication now. Thank you very much for your participation and interest. And have a good day and practice and meditation and life.